there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. It's Maggie from Moondirected. Welcome to my channel where we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I want to, before I forget, tell you to please leave me a comment. Leave me a comment so that you can be entered into the drawing for a free reading. This is an incredibly busy couple of weeks you have coming up here. So we just came off of that full moon in Aquarius. How you feeling about that? That followed the eclipse season. So there was a lot of shakeups, a lot of releasing, a lot of letting go. And over the course of the next, 10 days or so is a really great opportunity for you to kind of work through that energy of what and restructure and write a plan. You need to write a plan. The new moon in Virgo is going to be all about having an actual plan with actual action steps, which is not generally what I tell people during the new moon thing. But with all of this eclipse energy and your full moon, it felt like a lot of divine energy, moving things around, getting things in place. And now the planets are all lining up in a way that over the next 4 to 5 months, there's a lot of support for anything you want to start now, especially if it has to do with work-life balance or your finances. So it's a really good time to kind of take another look at that and see where you're going to go. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, you have the Wombat Spirit. Overall energy of the Wombat Spirit. It says be at home. I think that's like be at home wherever you are, like being comfortable with who you are. And yes, if you feel like you want to hermit a little, if you feel like this has been so much and I just want to get into my own space and do a little reorganizing, it's been a very busy, hectic couple of like 6 to 8 weeks for you. If that's the way you're feeling, then go ahead, do that. It's totally supported because we also have the butterfly spirit, which is transformation, is beautiful. And so again, I feel like this need to cocoon to get ready for what's going to happen with the new moon is going to be important. And then you have, an antelope spirit, life is speeding up. And be generous of spirit, the lion spirit. So yeah, if you feel the need to kind of relax and catch your breath, and you can, I would recommend doing that because I think for everybody, life is going to speed up with this new moon in Virgo. Like things are going to start popping and action's going to have to start happening. And we're all going to have to start doing our part of the co-creating. So, and I want to thank all of my subscribers so much. I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark last week and I was doing the happy dance. It was very exciting. So thank you very much for your support. All right, so let's see what the overall... Oh, this looks good. And I do want to remind you, always check out your sun, your moon, and your rising, your sun signs, how you feel inside. It's the core of you. It's how you view the world. And the rising sign is... Okay, the rising sign is your personality. It's how the world's going to interact with you. And your moon sign is how you feel about what's going on. Let's get into this because this is kind of interesting. So the first thing I saw was this Ace of Wands. And so yes, transformation, life is speeding up. You're creating. What do you want to create? This is all really important and it's happening now. So I see this, and that lion tells me, to be brave and step forward courageously and, create what you want to create. But this is what I was like hesitating over is you got the Seven of Swords. Now, Seven of Swords energy occurs during the Aquarius time frame. Every card has a time frame, and this one is actually February 9th. So it happens during the Aquarius time frame. But also we have the card of manipulation coming up when the moon is in Cancer. And Loki has shown up for a couple of readings. And so I think that it's going to be important that you are aware of other people's motives. Like pay attention. Be discerning. Not everybody is going to be as straightforward and honest as you would prefer. Don't you be the person who's not so straightforward and honest. It is okay to take your stuff and walk away from a situation and be clever about it, but negative karma that is produced at this time is not going to be put off to another lifetime. You're going to feel the effects of it rather quickly. So pay attention to what you're doing, I think, is what I really want to suggest. Okay, it's these two. And we have... we have Poseidon, getting in the flow of spirit, and Green Man, abundance. So when that moon starts out in Aries on Monday the 19th, it is all about striding forward with confidence at that particular angle, and you have striding forward with confidence, being in the flow and the flow of abundance. this green man here. So be confident where you're going is where you're supposed to be going. I think that releasing the energy that needed to be released with that full moon in Aquarius, especially coming off of those eclipses, really was very beneficial, but kind of shook up your world a little. So on Wednesday, when the moon moves into Taurus for you in Taurus, that is in your 4th house of home. And so there's a need for responsibility, taking responsibility for what needs to be done around there. Also work-life balance. So, you know, making sure that you're working hard, yes, but also making time for the people that you care about in your life. And you have clearing debts. So this is where you need to take responsibility around the home, is take a look at your budget. There's going to be a lot of monetary things coming up because of the positioning of this new moon being in Virgo, and Virgo has a lot to do with in this particular arena this year. Not every year, but this year for sure. Okay, so clearing your debts. So over the course of the next week or so, take a look at your budget. Create a spreadsheet if that helps you visualize what you need to do. See where you can make some adjustments, what needs to be cut, where can you trim things, and also keep it in balance. So don't, if you can avoid being too rigid in it so that you don't shut down the flow of abundance. When we hang on too tightly, our hand's not open to receive from the universe. I feel like this one. Okay. Oh, this is crazy. You have Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times, because that couldn't stop looking at that fox in this one. So trust your talents in changing times. So yes, this is about the challenge of right now. When that moon is in Gemini, it gets there on Friday. And by the way, so the sun gets into Virgo. So happy birthday, Virgo's in your chart. So, you know, this is the opportunity to understand that this creative process could be a little challenging. Romance could be, having fun might be a little challenging. But it says here, trust your talents in changing times. And I feel like that's more has to do with the creative process of what you're doing next, creatively figuring out how to clear the debts. There's lots of ways to have fun for a little money or less money. And you have the mountains. Stand your ground. So challenging times, you're going to be called upon to take a stand, to be a little creative in the problem solving, and to believe and trust in yourself. And you have unlock the magic within. Unlock the magic within. So you have everything you need. And when we get to this new moon, you're going to see you definitely have everything you need to make this all work together. So just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, understand that you are definitely going through a period of transformation and thing in life. It's going to start speeding up. If you have felt like you've been slowed down, weighed down, stuck, or moving at a snail's pace, things are definitely going to start clicking along here. So let's get a little bit of information about how to handle that new moon in Cancer. Now, that new moon in Cancer happens on Sunday. But Friday and Saturday, because the energies are so challenging, and then Sunday and Monday, again, really challenging energies. People are going to be moody and easily offended, and so choose your words carefully. I'm not picking on you. Everybody else has been hearing the same thing, and wow. So, you have broken heart and anxiety. Anxiety actually came out in the reverse. And so I think that because of where that full moon happened, that I think a lot of Aquarians had breakups that happened. But I think you're going to find that your anxiety decreases because the decision's been made. Watch out that they're not trying to make off with all your stuff. Be a little guarded, a little protective. That's why you have a new beginning, this transformation. So while it might seem horrible, a lot of times when this pulls in all this energy in, it means that it needed to happen, and you have the opportunity to create something even better than what you had before. You can't always choose the circumstances. You always get to choose your attitude. And so if you choose to look at this as the glass half full and you're filling it up and keep pouring, then I think you're going to find that this transformation ends up being very beneficial for you. When the moon is in Leo, it's your 7th house. That's Thursday the 27th and I'm sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday, 27th and the 28th of August. And that's about finding a way to compromise. And so if you've gone through a breakup and you're trying to figure out who's going to pay for what, what's your responsibility, what's their responsibility, and you're just going through all this stuff, be willing to compromise a little. Be willing to compromise. Compromise. I feel like compromise is going to be required. Oh, this is really nice. So, you have the unexpected visitor. This means that somebody is going to show up that you weren't counting on hearing from. I believe when I get the unexpected visitor, I generally think of that as a positive. You're going to kind of enjoy it. But watch, keep your eyes open. And you have the magical map shifter. This is you creating whatever you want. You have the blank canvas. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? It's up to you. It's up to you. And then you have the gentle gardener. And the gentle gardener is about planting your seeds of intention, nurturing them with loving, kind words toward yourself, with loving actions and step by step, and just being gentle and patient with yourself, being very patient, because what you're planting now, these seeds of intention will probably take about 18 months to come in. Over the next 4 to 5 months, there is a lot of opportunity, a lot of support from the universe to have rapid growth. But I think in the long term, to really bring it all in, it's going to take about 18 months. And so be gentle, be patient, understand that you are if you get into the flow of abundance, if you allow the universe, listen to your intuition and flow along, you're going to be fine. Don't get so hung up on the sadness, and don't try to manipulate, so that you stay on the right side of the flow. When that moon gets on the new moon is at 6 degrees and 47 minutes of Virgo. Moon actually moves into Virgo on Thursday, but it's Friday, I think, that we have the new moon. This is about getting ready, prepping for success. So, doing the prep work, being ready, writing a plan, and it's also about economy, because it's a new moon, a black moon, which is the second new moon in a single calendar month. And so don't spread yourself too thin. This is about your personal finances. It could be about the world finance, business and finance, absolutely with economy, right? But it's also about where are you spending your time, your money, your energy, your resources. That is also about economy and managing that, because with the moon at this particular angle, you have all the tools. This is like the magician. You have all the tools. This is like the magician. You have all of the tools that you need to create whatever you want. So make a plan. Actual action steps are going to be required this time. I don't often say that, but this time it feels so important. So this whole thing is you're going to have to do some adjusting. You're going to have to do some compromising, because we have adjustments are required. Don't even know where to put all your cards. You have so many. It is time to release negativity. Again, you need to let this anxiety go. Don't let it hold you back from being in the flow of the universe. And it's like it asks 2 questions. What do you need to release? And it's time to release negativity. I feel like it asked and answered the question. What do you need to release? Oh, I need to release the negativity. And you're going to have to make some adjustments. So exactly what you want and how you want this next period of time isn't going to be exactly to your liking. You're going to have to do probably a little more giving than receiving. New moon and Virgo is a lot more about giving than receiving. But then you start making the investment of your time and energy and resources, and you start building and creating what you want. So you are starting from the ground up, right? Right now, this is about having the creative idea and seeing where it takes you. So, sunshine daily. Okay, sunshine daily. This is about trusting that what you need will be there when you need it, but it's also about picking that positive attitude. It's also maybe actually about getting outside and having some fun, and you have begin today. Begin today. So yes, with the new moon, action steps will be required. I thought you had another one. I don't see it. That's weird. Okay. And then let's get one more for this great idea that you have coming up. As you start off on the week, when you start off the month of September, there's an idea that needs to be nurtured. It needs to be carried, but it also needs to be researched. You might need to figure out who can help you. What information do you need that you don't have yet? So it kind of has that energy to it of needing to research, study a little bit more, but start taking some steps, make a plan, and then I think the next step is going to require the investment of time and energy from someone else. And so researching where that information is coming from, where that help is coming from. Ooh, a little bit more. I don't like to cut off my head. Okay, so you have receiving from angels. Oh, this is that trusting your intuition thing. I forget where I saw that. Okay, so listen to your higher self. And you have looking deeper. So yeah, so getting into the details of it, looking through it, listening to your intuition. What are you thinking is probably right? It's coming from divine guidance, and also asking for help. If you don't ask for them to help you, they can't help you. It's really important. It's really important that you do that. And then let's get you a power card. What can you do? Where's your superpower over the course of the next 2 weeks that are really going to help you to move things forward in a way that benefits you? Aquarius, if you are suffering from a broken heart, I'm really sorry. It says, I powerfully lead my mission. I powerfully lead my mission, the King. So step into your power. Take control of the situation. Do what needs to be done. Understand that that doesn't mean running over other people. Compromise will be required, but look out for people trying to manipulate you. And don't be manipulative. Just lead. Lead by example. Lead with your cleverness. Do what needs to be done. All right? Be sure to leave me a comment. We'll talk soon. You take care.